All right, welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here with you on our McDonald team call. Our directors and above are here today for a really, really special call. And I want to say thank you so much for joining us for this monthly call. And today, as I said, it's a special call in so many ways. First, it's kind of important right now. I think we're kind of feeling some of the definite effects to our business, and we really need to kind of, I want to put it in the terms of, we need to lock arms. You know, we really need at this point to combat the impact that the hurricanes have had on our business, as well as, you know, there are those of us that may not be experiencing the growth that they're looking for. So we are going to use this time to regroup, and we're going to share ideas. And we could not have a better facilitator with us today other than Diane Engel. Diane is our National Executive Director Emeritus, whose entire organization was impacted by Hurricane Katrina. And Diane and her husband Bill, they've raised 3 children, Leslie, Sarah, and John, alongside her 25 years in she now has 2 grandchildren, Tanner and Tyler, so that's how she's enjoying her retirement. But getting back to the business perspective, Diane received the Legacy Award. And that's only been given to a handful of individuals. And not, she didn't receive that award because her team endured Katrina. It's because thanks to Diane's leadership, they came back stronger than before the storm. So we're so honored to have Diane here with us today. And you know what, when Diane so graciously agreed to speak with us, she suggested that in order to make sure that she met our needs, that we kind of start with asking her questions and helping us kind of get started in the right direction. So I guess, you know what, I know no one ever likes to go first. So I am going to, Diane, first of all, say again, thank you so much for joining the McDonald team. We're really, really excited to have you here. So are you ready to help us get over some of the hurdles that were?
Of course. I love doing this. So, you know, when the home office asked me to do those calls, I was real excited about it. And so what I did is that I went through all of my notes and I made it special just for y'all. I didn't retrieve something I did a long time ago. And so I just, you know, and so I spent a lot of time on it. And I did, you know, one for consultants and then one for that, just kind of a little, you know, 7-minute one to kind of give them an idea. And then another one I did like with lots of ideas. And then I thought, well, you know, directors really need a call too. They need to know how they can implement some of the stuff that I told the consultants, you know, with them. And so if you'll notice the consultant call and the director call are similar, some of the same words, but it's different. So don't think that, why did she say this over again? There was a reason behind it. You know, the consultant call, what I did with the director call, I took different parts of the consultant call and then inserted you know, how you can implement it. So that's why you're going to kind of hear a little bit of the same, because that's the topic. And then, you know, I gave you some different ideas. So yeah, I'm more than happy to help you out, Donna. You know, I love Pampered Chef and it's great business. And, you know, I'm honored to be on the call with you today.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, well, we'll get started, and I hope that I did ask each of you to kind of put your thinking caps on and come up with a few questions for Diane. So I'll kind of get us started. So Diane, let's start with, you know, could you just share a few immediate action steps as a leader to help us get our businesses back on track? So just a few actions.
You know, as I said in the calls, is that you have to get in touch with your consultants as soon as possible, and don't assume that you don't have a business anymore. I mean, I thought that for like 2 minutes, and then I thought, no, I do have one. You know, and what do I have to do to get it going? I didn't know I mean, I had no idea. All I knew is that I needed to get my people working. And the sooner you can get them working, the better off that you'll be. And so, you know, I didn't have electricity or internet or anything back then. I mean, we had internet, but of course it was down for weeks and weeks. But my daughter lived about 45 minutes from here, and it just so happened one of my directors lived there too, and they still had electricity and internet. So every day I would go there, and so I could use the internet. I drive 45 minutes to be in touch with I'd have calls with my directors. And, you know, I also had like other people with Pampered Chef on you know, like Robbie Van Nartwick. You know, she was really good to kind of give ideas of what she did during, you know, one of the hurricanes in Florida. And then I had Stacy Pressman on another call because she experienced the one in Florida too. So they were really a big help too. And I felt like my team listen to them better than they would me. and so I just kept on trudging along and giving them ideas and holding them accountable. And what happens is that whenever you get your go-getters to go out there and start getting shows, then that's when the others will follow. You have to get your go-getters, your top performers to do this, and you have to get them to believe. And you'll see on those calls, you know, I use the word believe a lot because believe is so important. You have to believe that you're going to have a business. We didn't know if we were going to have a business, but, you know, I believed, and I really tell my directors, I mean, I didn't know, but I just told my directors that we all had to believe, and I just hoped that everything worked out, and it did. And so that's why I understand the word believe probably more than anybody else, because what they say about believe is absolutely true. And it's all about, you know, if you believe and you take action, it will happen. It's all train the brain, and I talk about that a little bit. If you have the Train the Brain book, then you need to read that again and get some stuff out of there that you can work with your consultants with, because that is so true. I really think that believing and telling yourself that you can do it, you know, your brain does whatever you tell it to do. And so if you say, oh gosh, I don't have a business anymore, then you're not going to have one. But, you know, I told my consultants things that I really wasn't sure if we were going to do or not. But I had to do something. And it just so happened that everything I told them, they actually did. And then they had a good business. And we had a stronger business, you know, afterwards than ever before. And I can give you some other ideas too of what we did to do it. But what I wanted to do at the very beginning, I can tell you a lot of stuff, but maybe it's not something you want to hear. And I am going to tell you a lot of things that I don't hear from you that I think will be important. I just want to hear, what are your struggles right now, and what do you feel like you need help with, or anything that you want to ask me first, and I'll get those, you know, because I don't want to leave this call with me telling you stuff and you think, oh gosh, I needed help on this, this, and this, because you might need help on something totally different. Has anybody had any time to listen to those calls yet? Okay, it just came out yesterday, I think it was. So yeah, there's 3 calls, and I guess I got an email, Donna. Is that how it came out, or how do you know?
They didn't get an email. And I shouldn't say, those of you that are in Florida and Texas, maybe you got a specific email. Would that be the case? Does anyone? I don't think so, because I spoke.
No, I saw the recording on Facebook.
Okay, so
was there anything in the Stir that came out yesterday, perhaps? No, because I haven't even read that. Okay.
I think it's under some tab, but I'm not sure which one it is.
It is. It's under the training tab now, close to the bottom. So I'll do a screenshot and put it on the director page so that you'll all know where to find it after this call.
And it's at the very bottom.
Right.
But there's lots of other calls on there too. So I would say listen to the other calls also, because you're going to probably get some really good ideas from those too. So you have a lot of information and a lot of support here. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So questions? I'm going to put gallery view so I can see if somebody wants to raise their hand. Cindy?
I have a question. Yeah, one of the things that I think I'm seeing, Diane, is people who really weren't directly impacted, because we have a lot of people in Texas that were not directly impacted. And even directors that seem to be letting this affect them, or maybe they're letting it be an excuse for something else. I'm not sure what that is, but we need to impact those people that, you know, that carry on and get back to work and be the leaders. You know?
Okay. And you know, what you have to do with those is just go ahead. I mean, use my team as an example, because, I mean, you know, now you can say, well, you know, Diane talked to us and, you know, she said this is what, you know, her team did, who weren't, some of the people that weren't affected. The people that weren't affected, I mean, they have a great business going right now because they still have a house. They don't have to worry about, you know, redoing the whole bottom floor and, you know, stuff like that. And so you know, anybody that lived 45 minutes from my house north of me wasn't affected. And so I just it just so happened that I was doing shows in that area during Katrina. So my business, you know, was kind of, I still had some, you know, a little, you know, hand in that. But, you know, I told my team, contact those people that weren't affected, because those that weren't affected, you know, they still have a business. And believe it or not, people will still have shows. They're not going to say, oh, I'm not going to have a show because no one's going to come. Well, believe it or not, the people that were affected will come to shows, even though they're living in a FEMA trailer. I don't know if they still have those now, but, you know, or wherever they're living, because they want to get out the house. They want to go somewhere. They want to do something. And so, you know, just look for people in other areas. Also, there is absolutely no reason why they cannot do virtual or Facebook shows right now. And talking to my directors, I have a number of directors that are just being so successful in those virtual shows. One of my directors recently had $6,000 in 1 month in virtual shows. And she's not even a good person, you know, she's not one of those that's great on the computer. So, you know, she learned how to do it. I remember before I left, she says, I'm never going to do those virtual shows, you know, but look, she's 6,000. So, you know, that's an excuse. And, you know, sometimes I will ask my directors, like, if you ask them 3 questions, think of 3 questions you could ask them and you want to get a yes from. And, you know, for example, you can say, well, do you want to keep your business going? And they're going to say yes. Would you like for me to share some ideas with you? And they're going to say yes. And say, do you know people that weren't affected in other areas? And they're going to say yes. Okay, you see, if you can get them to say 2 or 3 yeses, and just think about, you know, any question and say, okay, would you like for me to share something, some of the things that have worked and will work? And then they're going to say yes. And then they're going to be receptive to anything that you say. It's amazing how that happens. They will be receptive. If you just, you know, say, oh, Donna, you know, I know that you're in an area that, you know, wasn't affected, but, you know, people still want to have shows. Well, you might hit a brick wall, right? Because they're going to think that no one's going to want to have shows. But the fact is, it's been proven by me and others, not only me, but others too, that you can still have a business. And you know, people did shows in other places. They did shows with relatives out of town. They went out of town just to see relatives and stuff. You know, Texas is a big state, and there are a lot of areas that weren't affected. So you just have to convince them that it is possible for them to do that. Also, another thing is, you know, the fall right now is a great time for fairs. I have done fairs. I'll tell you, I probably would not have been a national executive if I'd never done fairs. Because from day one, and when I first started in Dallas years ago, you know, I did my first fair. I didn't know what to do. No one was doing that many fairs back then. But I found there was a bridal fair. I didn't know what I was doing. And I thought it would be a good way to get bookings. I went to this bridal fair, and I didn't get anything from the brides, but there was 3 Mary Kay ladies next to me, and I was talking to them at the booth. They each did a show for me, and oh gosh, I got so many bookings from those. So the thing is, you know, even if people don't like doing fairs, there are ways to do it successfully. And I've done anywhere from probably 3 to 6 or 8 fairs a year, you know, from every year for 25 years. And so that's what they really need to be doing. And if they go to festivalnet.net, Okay, festivalnet.net, and it's $25 a year. You know, you might want to get a membership, or maybe some of y'all want to get together and get a membership to it, and you can see the fairs, you know, in your area, but you can't really see they won't give you the contact information unless you pay the fee, and so you will have lots of fairs in the area. You know, just kind of check around and see, you know, what they have, because there's going to be people that's going to be coming through that wants to replace their products. They might not want to do it right now, but they might want to do it 6 months from now or a year from now. And, you know, you're going to still need business then too. So you go ahead and give them a catalog, get their, you know, email, I mean, their cell number and their email, because, you know, you can be able to contact them. And just write down when you're supposed to get in contact with them again. And then when the fall products come, well, the fall products are out now. So, you know, you just go ahead and keep in contact with them, and they will do shows.
See, we are in Houston, and we were affected by the flood. And so I'm trying to get my team to move past that mindset of, I can't get any parties, I can't get any bookings.
Yeah. And so, you know, just think of, you know, you might go ahead. What part of Houston are you in? Because I used to live in Houston too.
I'm in Baytown, and so my house is flooded, so I'm living in my upstairs area.
Yeah. So do you know anybody in Louisiana?
Mm-hmm.
Because you might, you know, I mean, Lake Charles, I'm from Lake Charles, and across the border from y'all. And so, you know, people there were not really affected that much, hardly at all. I know Beaumont was. And so you might reach and maybe travel a little bit and do shows in the Lake Charles or even Lafayette area. You may have to travel a little bit. And think about anything north of you that maybe was not affected. But do virtual shows. You know, some of the people that were affected might want to do a virtual show just to replace some of their products. And that's one thing we didn't have. We didn't have virtual shows to replace some of the products, because one thing we knew for sure, people wanted our products back. They wanted it back. During Christmas time, I'd have, you know, a lady call me and say, my mother lost everything and she missed the garlic press. I'm going to get her the garlic press, or the you know, the ice cream dipper, little things like that. So people are going to buy Christmas presents for people that were affected. And that's another thing. So again, you just need to look outside of your area, you know, do the fairs. Another thing that I did, I saw all these signs around from and you probably have seen them too, from all these contractors. And you don't know which ones are, you know, for real, which ones are not, you know. But I thought, and you know, they'll let you put all those signs out right now because it's a disaster thing, and they don't mind, the city doesn't mind the contractors doing that. So I thought, I'm going to do that. And I went online and I saw something, 50signs.com. I mean, you can go online too. And I got them real cheap. I mean, fairly cheap. And I think I ordered like 50. I mean, I think you can order 25 or whatever. And I just put, you know, the Pampered Chef, my name, need products, you know, and I think I put my email address. If you want to put your cell number, you can. And I forgot what else. And, you know, need products, call me, or something like that. And I just put it around where those signs were, and people called me and to order products. And I had shows too from people doing that. And sometimes those signs will be pulled up and whatever. And then I didn't put them all out at one time, because, and then if I was just driving down the street and I thought, oh, this is a busy intersection, there's not any signs here, I'll put it there. And it might stay there a week or two, and then somebody will pull it up. But, you know, so what? I mean, you're not going to get in trouble for it. Not now, you know. So I just put those signs around, and I got business that way too. So, you know, if you ask friends and family for help now, they're going to be more than happy to help you. So in the call, I think on the last, the consultant call, and at the end, I gave them like 8 or 10 different topics, and think about 6 people underneath it. Some of them I said you can list a lot more than 6. And I mean, that's probably on directors and hostesses, you could do a lot more than 6. If you just go ahead and make that list and have your team make out that list. I think Donna said there was a booking blitz that ends today. And, you know, I don't know, Donna, if you want to extend it another day or two and have them listen to that call and have them, you know, think about other people that they didn't miss by not thinking about some of the people that they could call. I mean, this list probably will give you 60 or 70 people that you can call. If you call 60 or 70 people, okay, say you get 10%, okay, you're going to get at least 6 bookings. Hey, that's good, isn't it? Even if you get 2, that's good. You know, it doesn't matter, you know, so just think about that. There are ways that you can get booked. Okay.
Did someone say
Next. Any questions? Any more?
Crystal?
I had a question. How do
Okay.
you help can our team members who are worried about being pushy during this time? They're worried about being insensitive.
Yeah.
How do you help with that area?
You know, you have to start it off. You know, like whenever I did this recording, Doreen had called me to have it in the to go ahead and put it in from that into you know, not a you know, another version, you know, so that they could go ahead and put it online. And so I was talking to Doreen just briefly, and she says, I really liked your you know, your calls and stuff like that. And so I said, yeah, you know, I was just honest with them, and you know, this is not what I said, but I said, you know, I can tell them that they need to just get off their butt and do it. And she says, and they'll listen to me because I've been through it. She said, but you know how sweet Doreen is, but you didn't say it like that. And I didn't say it like that. So, you know, I said things in a way that, you know, that they were comfortable with. So you think about things that you can say to them that it's not going to offend them. And just say, you know, use me as an example. I mean, Robbie Van Arbrecht, other people too, not only me, anybody that's been through this, we all say the same thing. It's, you know, you don't have to feel pushy. That's why I say that you can go ahead and call some of these people and just say, I was just thinking about you. Is everything okay? And then and say, oh, would you like for me to bring you know, a little dish to your house to help y'all out? And see, that's where you started off, by saying something, you know, like that. And then you just go ahead and make that little contact with them, and then just say, you know, maybe this is not a good time for you, but when you're ready, here's one of our catalogs, and you know, I'll be happy to help you replace some of your products, you know, because we found that, you know, people will be more than happy to help you, you know, to kind of going again. You know, you can say something in a way that it's not going to be pushy, but you know, I don't think anybody ever thought I was pushy at all. I felt like that they thought I was helping them. So think about the words and things you can say. And again, you can say, would you like for me to help you get some bookings? I understand that you want to get bookings, right? And they're going to say yes. Would you like for me to help you get some? They're going to say yes. Would you like for me to give you some ideas? They're going to say yes. And then it gives you the okay to say whatever you want to say without being pushy, because they agreed, right? That's what you do.
That's a great idea.
Did that help out?
Yeah, that helped. Okay.
Yes.
Did that help out?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Who else had another question? If you raise your hand, I'll be able to call on you. I'm looking. I have a few screens here. So
The most important thing is if they see the top performers are doing it, then they're going to start doing it. And then there was this husband and wife team that I had on my team, and they would come to our meetings, but they still hadn't done any shows. It had been four or 5 months. It was 6 months before they felt comfortable doing it, even though they saw the others. But at 6 months, they decided they were going to get going again, and they did. So, you know, don't feel like you lose a lot of people right now. You may lose them for a month or two, but, you know, they can get catalog shows going from friends and family out of town. You know, I had 2 directors. One of them moved to Houston, one of them moved to Alabama. And when the one that moved to Houston, she opened up her banking account there, and she told them that she was, you know, from Louisiana, and they said, oh gosh, and, you know, they wanted to help her. They gave her a show, and anywhere that she went, and she said she was everybody at the grocery store, someone there gave her a show. And so she had tons of shows in Houston because everybody wanted to help her. And that's one thing you need to tell them that have moved out of Houston and living with relatives right now. Let them know that they are not displaced, but they're, that they need to get their business going, but they like to have a show, and people will help them. And one of my directors that moved to Alabama, she moved in with her aunt, and her aunt had a lot of friends. They wanted to help her a lot. She developed a director that first year, and that director is still a director now. So it's amazing what they can do if they are just live out of town right now. Amazing.
Questions?
Anything else? Any other questions?
Heather, let me unmute you.
Heather, you're muted.
Hold on. Heather, you have to unmute yourself. Oh, there you go. There you are.
Okay. I unmuted. Okay, sorry, or you did. Thank you. Okay, so what about recruiting in this environment? See, I would think it would be great to earn some money if they're if they're out of work, all those kinds of things. Is there a special way that's best to approach that?
Well, I think that you should just go ahead and approach it and just say, if you, you can have a show, or if you need some extra money right now, this will be a great way that you can go ahead and sign up with Pampered Chef, and you can get some of your products at a huge discount. You can get all of your friends that are displaced. They're going to want to replace their products. You need to let them know that there's going to be a lot of people that want Pampered Chef back. They're not going to want to go to Walmart. And that's one thing we need to go and tell them. They have, and that's what I say in the calls, they have a choice of going to get inferior products, or they can get our products back. And if we don't go ahead and let them know that our business is open, then they're going to go somewhere else. And that when in my call, I say this, I say that, if you had a business and you closed up your storefront, right now after the hurricane, and you didn't open it for a long time, you would lose your business. It's just like a storefront. Your business is just like a storefront. All these businesses are opening it back up again because they have to. They need their business. And the same thing with us. We are a business just like them. We have to open up our storefront. We can't leave it closed very long. If we leave it closed very long, people are going to forget about us and where we live and what's going on. So, recruiting is great because people are going to be looking for, extra money. Also, 60 days from when they file their insurance, they start getting their insurance in. And so that's another thing, is that people will have money and they will spend their insurance money on their cooking supplies and things that they need. Because they can go ahead and claim a lot of their loss of their Pampered Chef products and even their other things in their kitchen on their insurance, and then they can get the money back.
Awesome. Thank you.
Tell them to be sure and claim those.
Yeah, Nancy Joe, I don't know if you've not everyone's on that Facebook page, but Nancy Joe shared, a reason to call your customers is to say, hey, make sure when you're sending, pictures to your insurance company that you're opening your cabinets and you're showing them the product, that was hindered by the storm. So I love Diane's, her about open your storefront. It goes back to that belief. Do you really believe you have a business, or do you have a hobby? And that's what you have to get your head around right now. If you have a hobby, hey, yeah, you know what? You may want to lay down in bed and put the sheets over your head. But if you have a business, we have to get out there and let people know that we're here, to support them. And that's the same thing whether you didn't go through a hurricane or you feel like your life is a hurricane right now. You've got to make that choice to go out and go to work every day. So, yeah. So, other questions for Diane? Go ahead and raise your hand if you do. Carolyn? And
you as leaders and directors, y'all have to be doing this. You have to set an example, and you need to go ahead and get some of your top people and get them to start doing something, because and there's a lot of really other. I think I wrote down some highlights of what I was going to tell y'all. Let me just think. I think I pretty much probably covered them all, but And you will have a great business. I'm telling you, for about 5 or 6 years, I said in the call 2 years, but it's really more than that. We had no idea. I thought that this would end after about a year or two and people would have everything. No, we had a great business for about 5 or 6 years because people were still replacing their products. It's not going to be just a short time. So long term, you're going to have a great business. There's a little snag right here, and there's a ways of getting around it. You need to just convince your team that they can do it, and you need to do it as an example as a director, and you need to be doing it, and you should be telling them that you will still. And we called, and I think another thing that was important is that I called our team the Steel Magnolia, Strong Southern Women. So, think about something that we're going to get through this together. And, Donna knows me well. We've been together forever. And so I'm the type that, I feel like I have to do everything myself. I can do it. I can do it. I don't need any help, that sort of thing. And when Katrina hit, I thought, okay, this is the first time in my life that I need help, that I need to do, and so, and I thought, I can't do this all by myself. I need my team to help me do it together, and so that's what I did, what we did. I thought, okay, we're going to do this as a team, and we're Strong Southern Women. We can get through this together, and that really kind of bound us together, and we had something. So, think of something that you can do to hold your team together like that. Just think about whatever it could be. And just think about that. But in the 3 calls, there's lots of other ideas too that you're going to hear. And, I gave you a little bit of it. Of course, I could talk 2 hours with you, but I know that Donna has other things she wants you to do. But I'll be on this call as long as you want me to. So, if you have any other questions or Donna has any other questions, just let me know.
I think Carolyn does. Carolyn, you have a question?
Yeah, well, mine's kind of an add-on, and I want to get Diane's take on this. At the same time all this was happening, I had a good friend here in Dallas whose house burned down. Mm-hmm. And so I'm kind of living through what she's talking about. She wanted me to give her catalogs to give the insurance company. So I dug through and sent her old catalogs. So that might be a way in with your friends. Hey, do you need dollar amounts for your insurance company? I have some old catalogs. And that might be a way to introduce yourself to someone who's in this tragedy and say, then when it's time, you're going to have insurance money, but let's make it a party so then you can get some of the other stuff that you're not replacing, because that big order is going to be their insurance claim. And then get them thinking that way and say, when you're ready, I'll be there. But it's like a process, but if all of us have old catalogs somewhere. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like 2 things I'm doing with her to kind of get ready when their house is rebuilt.
That's a great idea. And that's what y'all need to post on your Facebook page. Whenever y'all come up with a great idea on that, go ahead and post it on your page. And then probably most of you have pages with your team. And then everything you get on the director Facebook page, you could go ahead and post on your consultant page. And when they start seeing other people are doing things and are engaged, then they're going to be engaged. Something like this is something that's not is real easy to do, and it's not high pressure or you feel bad about doing it. It's something you're helping them because of the insurance. That is a great idea. And then when they're ready, and you can check back with them in a month or 2 and see if they're ready. I love that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Trying to scroll through here to see if any.
But please share everything with everybody, even if it's something very simple. And like I said, everybody, 100% of your team right now could do a virtual show with the relative out of town, right? They could have them list every friend and relative out of town and do a virtual show with them. Just think about how many shows they'll have. Because I'm telling you, people are going to want to help you. They're going to want to help you 1,000%. That's it. When my people moved down to town and whatever, they had the best business ever because everybody in that area wanted to help them. Everybody wants to help you right now. Take advantage of it. It's not going to be like that forever. So everybody's going to want to help you. So take advantage of it and tell everybody on your team what, just do an example. Just say, if you do you feel like that you can do, 5 virtual shows or Facebook shows? And if they don't know how to do a virtual show, maybe you can do a training with them to show them how to do one. And then maybe you can go ahead and do a virtual show for the whole team and have everybody go ahead and go on, together and you know, they can, you know, tell them to go ahead and just, instead of ordering with you, go ahead and text them and tell them what they want, you know, that sort of thing, you know, on how you do that group thing. Donna probably knows more about that than I do now. But you know, there is absolutely no reason for anybody in your team not to have any sales because of virtual shows these days or Facebook shows. You know, they are just, I wish we would have had virtual shows back then.
Oh, sure. All right. Anyone else? Let me just go through here.
Yeah. And if y'all need anything or have any questions or anything, feel free to let me know. And my email is mykitchen@aol.com. And feel free to just email me, and I'll be happy to help you out in any way.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So appreciate it. Everybody give Diane a hand.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, and wish y'all much luck and success, and I know you will be. And keep me posted, Donna, on all the great sales y'all are going to have in the next 5 years.
All right.
And all these new directors that are going to be promoted because of it.
All right. We'll let you know. Thanks, Diane.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you so much. So appreciate it. Okay, wow, that was great. I hope you guys all took some notes, and also now that we know that training information is there, Christina McIntosh said that it was posted on the Director Success page, but she shared the link on the Pampered Chef Director Success so that you know it's there, and it's truly all the way at the bottom. I mean, I just happened to see it right before this call. All the way at the bottom, and it has Crystal, do you see, are you looking at it? Do you see it? It says business during difficult times or something. That's the post. Has anyone found it? Raise your hand if you have.
Are you saying look on Pampered Chef Director Success?
Well, it's actually on Pampered Chef's website, but Doreen posted the link on the Director Success page to find that training.
And what page is it at the very bottom of on Consultants Corner? I missed that.
That I can't tell you right now.
Okay, that's fine.
If you're looking for the link in the Facebook page, you can either type in Diane's name or Doreen's name in the search bar, and it'll bring her post right up, and that link will take you right to the page on Consultants Corner.
Perfect. That's what I just did. Thank you.
All right. So hopefully you all did receive a few ideas. I hope that what you did if you got anything from it, it's that ability to move forward and not worry about being pushy. I mean, Diane she said the big word, you know, as we said, the big word was believe, you know, so we have to be, as just like you said, we have to be the leaders. Until we believe, our teams are never going to believe. And that's whether it's, as I said, whether it's personal issues that you're going through, you know, or if you Florida and Texas people that were impacted by the hurricane. So I would love, I mean, that's, you know what, hey, Diane came out of retirement for us ladies, and because that training that she did was actually back, you know, from June. So she did this call especially for us. So I would love it if a few of us, and actually if all of you would just take a minute to write Diane a note and send it to her in the mail. So her name is Diane Ingle, obviously, I-N-G-L-E. And her address is 134. That's 134. And I'm going to spell the street. It's A as in apple, Y as in yellow, S-H-I-R-E Court. So Ayshire, A-Y-S-H-I-R-E Court. And she's in Slidell, which is S-L-I-D-E-L-L, Louisiana, 70461. All right, so we just have a few other things to cover. Does anybody want to just kind of give a shout out? You know, tell me what you're thinking, you know, after that information. Raise your hand and I'll be happy to call on you. Okay, I know you all have brains. Come on, girls. All right. Okay, Sydney? Wait,
You're muted.
These audios, and I'm not finding them, but I would think that these would help any of our consultants that would like to add more parties, not just we don't need to focus just on the people that are affected, but I would hope there's information and great ideas in there for all of our consultants.
Yeah, and it's listed as in difficult times, so it's not just saying hurricane people here. It's a
In the training center?
Yes, if you go to training and resources and then training audios, and then you scroll a little over halfway down the page, it says business building in tough times. It's stuck right in the middle of all the other training audios.
Can you
There it is.
Can you screen share, Crystal, so you can show them?
Sure.
Right there. So everybody will get a visual picture of where it's at.
Yeah, it is really hidden.
Can y'all see it?
No.
Now we can.
Okay. So you just go to training and resources and then training audios, and it's in the middle of all of these, but it's right here. Business building in tough times.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So we'll want to make sure that we're making our teams, aware of this also, so that they can also, put it on, whether you're doing a virtual team meeting, put that as pre-homework, something so that you can make people aware that information is there. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. If no one has anything else to add on to that, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to talk a little bit about numbers and kind of where we're at number wise this year. And we're gonna open this here. Okay, so open up, open. My computer's really slow today. Okay, so I think you can all see this. I'm not going to even bother trying to hide this, but organizationally, our team sales for August were $345,506. We added team recruits of 48. That's all 3 generations, ladies. And we did team shows of 690. Okay, so our sales were up over last year, 19.3%. We were up in the number of shows at 36.6%. However, our recruiting was down 15.8%. And that, if you're not, our recruiting number, so that for the year is 900. I mean, that's the number that we're looking for, is 900 recruits. So with that said, that breaks down that we are a little bit behind, on our recruiting goal, for this year. And so I have to say, if we're not happy with, our team numbers, the first number that you need to analyze is your personal recruiting. Okay, that's where it all stems from. And one of the things, I know I'm talking to Crystal, Regina saying, some of her people losing their jobs, because of the hurricanes in Florida, and, there's no place to go, but they don't have a place to go back to work to. So you can be offering the business opportunity, to people. So as leaders, we really need to set the pace, for our team. So when you see, when they see you recruiting, they know recruiting is easy. And you know what? It is so much easier now to support our team members because of the, touch point recruiting. As long as you're following that one sheet, the home office is doing the rest for you. I mean, they are doing an awesome job of supporting that. So it's kind of, I feel like, and I know myself personally, so I'm going to call myself out on the carpet with if you're in this category. It's kind of, we need to get out of the recruiting funk. And that's what I'm going to call it. We're kind of in a funk. And the best way I have found to get myself out of a funk is to count my blessings. Okay? A funk makes you look on the negative side. So we got to go over to the positive side. So you think of it, the best thing to do is make a list of all the wonderful people you've met through building your team. And you know what? Whether they're still on your team or if they left the business, they've still made a mark on your soul, right? I mean, you still think of the people. I do shows for team members that left the business a number of years ago, but you know what? They're still part of my life. Okay, when I make my birthday list, 75% of that birthday list is all the people I'm going to invite that are my friends through Pieper Chef, whether they're in the business or not. So they have made a mark on your soul. So I want you to make a list of those blessings. The other thing that I'd like you to do is add all the benefits that the business has offered to you and your family. All the benefits, you know, whether it's been the flexibility, whether it's been the income, you know, whether it's been the product. The reason I'm wanting you to do this is because I want you to get back connected, you know, to your reasons and to your why. And then the last thing that I want you to do is make a really big sign and put it on your desk of what you love most about the business. What do you love most about it? Because that sign and that reason is going to motivate you to get on the phone or to go out and find business, you know, elsewhere. One of the things I love so much about our Booking Blitz was the ideas that y'all shared, okay? That was truly something I thought, April Schilling, it was an idea that she had, and I thought, you know what, if I can engage our directors in this, I know they can go out and do this exactly with their team. I have to tell you, we have 60 directors on our team, and we had 30 of those directors engaged in that Booking Blitz. And we added, in that short amount of time, we added 130 bookings to the team calendar. Okay? Exactly. That is wahoo. We were just rocking it. But if you think about it, if we added the 1,500 consultants on our team and we all got them engaged in that same way, and because you were all engaged because it started out silly, you had to post a picture of a pig, okay, and it continued going because you had to post pictures of breakfast. And I gotta tell you, there were some very creative breakfast pictures. I mean, I was wishing that I could go visit all of your homes to have breakfast with you. But it was fun, wasn't it? It was like you got the booking and then you rewarded yourself by finding a crazy picture. And you got another booking and you rewarded yourself with another crazy picture. So I really encourage you to do this exercise with your team. You know, imagine the possibilities, you know, that would happen by getting your team excited about it. So I know you've kind of hung in here because you want to see who's going to get the free catalogs, right? I know that. So we did meet our first goal, which was to beat the ISIL team of who had 100 bookings, and our first goal was 101 bookings, and we beat that. So yay. So that was 100 catalogs to the first person's name that I'm going to draw. And then I thought, well, let me see if I can just push them a little bit further in a short amount of time. And you guys added an additional 29 bookings to 130, and I'm sure, you know, we probably will have more, and I hope you continue, you know, kind of with the fun of it. So so before I choose a name, does anybody want to just share a little bit about your experience with being a pig and posting your breakfast picture? Anyone? Come on, guys. I know you're there. Unmute yourself and share if you had fun with it. At least tell me you had fun.
It was fun. It was lots of fun. And then just that competition, like, oh man, I haven't had a booking and I need to, oh man, look at Elena, dang it. Is anybody kind of happy that she's in Facebook jail and she can't post? Not really. I love Elena to pieces. But anyway.
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
It was.
I know when Susan Pham messaged me telling me how much she was just all in for the competition, I was like, I got to step up my game. Oh my gosh, this is not cool.
Right. I was thinking about how competitive we all are with each other. It brought all that out. It was pretty fun.
So remember, if the leader's competitive, the team's competitive also. So go out there and put the competition out to your team. I mean, you don't have to, do it for 3 days, do it for 4 days, make the goal small and then keep stretching it and keep stretching it. So, because we want them to believe they can do it. And once we give them that little bit of encouragement and also the confidence, what it does is when they get those first bookings, they have confidence. And that's what we're trying to combat right now. Right now, we are trying to combat that lack of confidence, that fear, that concern about being pushy. And, so the first thing is if you put out Diane's, training, or listen to the training yourself and just post a few of the ideas, because not everybody's maybe going to listen to that. But if you can post some of the ideas, you're equipping them to be able to go out there and do it. So, okay. All right, so let's go ahead. I've got all the names here, and I'm going to put it in a bigger bag so no one can say I'm cheating and there's not enough room. It's like bingo, shake it up. Oh, a few more in here. Got to get out. Okay, they're all gone. All right. So we're going to go for the 100 catalogs first, and then our second drawing is for another 25 catalogs. Who's feeling lucky? Okay, I am not feeling any love here. Thank you.
Lucky. I totally feel lucky.
All right.
Mine.
All right, here we go. And let me get this out here. And it is Jennifer.
And the winner is
Jennifer Skinner. Hey, Jen. She's in her picture. Congratulations, Jen's got 100 catalogs. Jen, at least give us a chat post.
Mute and say something.
Is she on? Oh, right there we go. This is yay! This is just like The Price is Right. If you don't scream, I call another name. Come on, Jen.
Okay. Yay!
All right, let's go for our second winner of 25 catalogs, and it is. Oh my gosh, no, you can't win again, Jen. Sorry. I really have.
Right now. Play a lottery.
Okay.
Gosh.
It's Susan Pham. Yay, Susan. Susan got her.
Way to go.
Jen Skinner, 100 catalogs, and Susan Pham, 25 more. So that's awesome. Good job. So who's going to try this exercise with their teams? Who's going to give it a go?
Oh, I'm so doing it as soon as we go off the call. I did a quick little Snapchat before we got on, letting them know something fun was coming. And so I will get on right after this and do it.
Okay. All right. So with that said, perfect segue, Crystal. I asked Crystal is like the queen of the silly Snapchats, but she's incorporated that into her host coaching for her virtual parties and has had great results. So I've asked Crystal to share one of her Snapchats that she just did and kind of tell us a little bit an intro on that, Crystal, and what you're using it, how you're using it.
Okay, so if you don't have Snapchat, I used to think it was super silly and really dumb, and I'm like, I don't need Snapchat or one more thing to keep me busy in my life. But I will tell you, there's so much craziness going on. It's just flipping fun. Oh my gosh, you throw a silly filter on your voice and you share it with your friends. It is so much fun. And it's a great reason to make yourself laugh at yourself and also to help bring a smile to someone else's face. That's really what it started as. But I found that people in our parties, they absolutely love playing with Snapchat themselves, and they like to share pictures because I have a post that has several of my Snapchat pictures saying, your consultant's a little crazy, so share one of your pictures. And so in the posts or the comments below, they'll share one of theirs. But I was trying to get some more sales for this week and not wanting to wait till Wednesday. So I decided to do a quick Snapchat, and I'm going to post it as soon as we get off the phone for Winning Wednesday. And so she wanted me to share it with you. So here it is.
Welcome to Winning Wednesday. Excited because it's hump day, so we are halfway through the week. And what better way to celebrate than by giving something away? So this is how it works. When we have at least 3 orders placed today, then I'm going to give something away. And then the more orders that we have, the better that giveaway goes. So get your order in today so you can be part of our drawing. And guess what? If you've already ordered, then anything that you add on to your order will get you in the drawing as well. So cool. So share below if you're in for the challenge, you're ready to go. It can be a fun gif to give me a high five or say let's do it or hooray or challenge is accepted, whatever you want to. But let's do it. Let's help our host have an amazing, amazing party. I'm having so much fun with you guys and hope you are too. Toodles.
That's so cute.
So it's just something silly, and I don't know about you, but I get tired of hearing my own voice, and so I really love the filters so that it makes it silly and it makes someone laugh, and it really is another way just to connect them to you and see you as a real person. So I've been having fun with them, so hopefully this will work too.
So you just do it as a live stream through Snapchat, or how do you do it?
Snapchat is an app that you have to download onto your phone. And you do the video within Snapchat, and there's a little download at the bottom of the screen when you do it, and it saves it to your camera roll. And I was sharing with Donna, I try and make them generic so that I can use them over and over. I don't want to make one for each individual host. For those that do, y'all are amazing. But I have a generic one, and then I go and just post it individually from my phone, so it'll autoplay. So I'll just, like while I'm sitting here working, I just go and I post it in one, and while it's finishing up, I keep working. Then the next one's ready. Joanne's shaking her head because she probably does the same thing.
All right.
So if you can imagine, it made you guys laugh.
Yeah, so you just have to post it to one show at a time, correct? You can't
one show at a time. Yeah,
upload the video and post it to all of them. Okay.
Cindy, you're still in jail. Now stop.
And it does save it your phone.
I know. I'm trying to figure out how can I do this.
I promise, guys, it's really not that hard. So look, it looks like this little yellow one. You can't completely see it, but you just go into your Snapchat, and then once it comes up, you have to do like a facial recognition. You have to like hold the screen down, which I can't show you and do it at the exact same time. But once you hold it down, then all these little things at the bottom come up that you can choose from. And it's not populating because my face is not on the screen, but it puts it like around your face. So here's a fun picture right now. Like, look, I have green hair. Oh, Janine, green hair. Oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So once you do it, like literally, it brings laughter to your soul. Laughter is good for the soul. So once you do it, down here at the bottom, it has this little arrow. And when you click that arrow, it saves it to your phone. So if you're going to use it within Snapchat, which that's not the purpose for this, then you'd use this little blue arrow to send it someone, but we want to save it to our camera roll. And then you just go and upload it just like any other picture. So, but you can get so many funny things. Like, look, now I have a cap on my head. Oh my gosh. Seriously, you can just have fun all day long.
And give yourself.
Yes, Jennifer, you're on mute.
When you first get started,
I
you're just going to go crazy. Go ahead, Jennifer. Sorry.
My 4-year-old and 6-year-old are very familiar with Snapchat. If they can do it, you can do it. It's so simple to do. So, and they love it. I should just make them do my videos because that's how much they're on it.
Crystal, I just want to say you are so cool and you are so much fun, and I'm totally doing this today. Yay! Because we do a lot of Snapchat here too, so I'm very familiar with it.
Yes.
Christina McIntosh told me not to tell you this, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Christina said we should all do a video and post it onto the director page today. So, or at least we have to give people a few days because some people are driving.
I never said today. Never said today.
At some point, you should all embrace Snapchat and go ahead and post a picture because you will have fun with it. But I'm telling you, it's like a sickness because then you keep playing with it and you're like, oh
yeah, you really can't stay on there.
Me like this, look at me like this. And so yeah, it's fun though. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Janine and Crystal were the ones that got me doing it because they were posting crazy pictures, and so Christina.
I just want to say that if my daughter calls any of you, I probably have the only 16-year-old in the universe that refuses to use Snapchat. So if she calls you asking what you all did to me, because I've already downloaded it.
It's so much fun, but I will tell you, this thing will suck your battery like crazy. So it is very draining on your phone. So I usually have just charged my phone, or I have to charge it after, depending on how long you're on it. Some of the videos are not a voice changer, and those are just no fun, in my opinion. It's all about the voice changing.
Crystal, does it only drain your battery while you're using it, or just having it on the phone?
Just while I'm using it.
Okay.
All right, so yes, we're going to get
Crystal on?
this, but we want to make sure that we're not going to spend all of our time doing Snapchat videos. We still do want to get some bookings and get our teams working, and we need more team members, right? If we're not happy with where our numbers were, remember what I said. Now, if you want to do a crazy video and, send it as an invite to people on our opportunity event this evening, there you go. If you want to get some attention, do an opportunity recruiting welcome, an invitation. Get people that way. If they weren't paying attention to you before, believe me, they'll pay attention to you when you send them an invitation like that. So, Carolyn, did you have a question or something you wanted to add? Did I see you, Carolyn? Did you say something?
Yes, because I was trying to bring it up and I can't find. What do I hold down to get the silly video thing?
Oh, my head. My kids don't know me, Carolyn.
There we go.
When it comes up, you've got that circle.
You started,
Yeah.
Crystal.
Yeah.
So just anywhere above the screen, like you just hold the middle of the screen down, and it does like a facial recognition.
Oh, I guess I need to have it on my face. Got it. Okay. But I just did the button, so, okay.
And I've tried it on a dog. It doesn't recognize a dog as a face. Bummer.
Oh, that would be so
Aw.
if it did.
I've so tried. It didn't work.
Oh, Lord. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, okay. So I think we're good on Snapchat. We're good on the Booking Blitz. I think anybody have any questions or something last? Oh, she's on a school bus. So if you're doing anything with a bus, there you go. You can put yourself in a bus there. Does anyone have anything else to share besides Crystal's Snapchat pictures? Anyone? Questions? Concerns? Put her away. No? You guys are good? Okay, so I have had a census that you all are like, oh my gosh, one more phone call, Donna McDonald, go away. So with that being said, we will be doing our director calls on a quarterly basis, okay? So those of you that have an upline executive that is not me, you will still have your monthly call or your weekly call or however, you have your call with your team. But as a large group, our next call will be December 20th, okay? And then from the year out, we will be meeting on a quarterly basis via Zoom. Of course, if you have any questions or you need to reach out to me and you are not, in direct lineage to me, please feel free. My phone and my door is always open to each of you. But I think that's going to free up your time to, doing the team building, because that's what it's all about right now. Is we got to get our team building going. So Cindy and Janine and Crystal and I will be going to ExecSem at the beginning of October. I am so excited to be going with 3 executives. I cannot tell you how proud I am. But you know what? Next year, I would like to go with 10, 20 executives. So we can do this. You can be an executive as long as we just keep one foot in front of the other. They're going to tell you there was no magic to them promoting to executive. Their magic was working their personal business first, adding those team members, and just being diligent about their business. So give them a big round of applause, and I will look forward to talking with you all again on December 20th. Thanks, guys. I love you all. You take care. And I know you can do this. So have fun.